Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and joining us in this segment, I'm joined by Alex Wright, and Alex is the Vice President at Wright's Furniture and Flooring. Good morning to you, Alex. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Grayson. I'm doing great today.
Well,
How are you?
I am doing well on this end. Glad to hear that you're doing well. And we want to start by talking about something that I'm sure has got you feeling pretty good coming into today. Wright's Furniture and Flooring recently received a Midwest Furniture Club first annual award. I'd love for you to be able to tell us what that award was, maybe what kind of went into that voting process, and just a little bit about it. What's going on with that award that you guys won through the Midwest Furniture Club?
Sure. So the Midwest Furniture Club is kind of a collection of furniture reps in the area that kind of get together and for networking and connectivity and that kind of thing. And they wanted to start this award for generational legacy. And furniture, like there's a lot of big top 100 retail chains. I won't, that most people know, like the nationwide chains of furniture stores, but there's a lot of still mom and pops out there that it goes from generation to generation, and it truly is a family local business. It's not, a nationwide operation. So they wanted to kind of shine a light on a company that had that mom and pop story and that had kept it going for a while. And a few of the reps are actually call on us, and one of them, Mark Dilling, he put our name in, and a couple others that were familiar with us, like Ted Weisbach and a few others. We met the criteria that they were looking for, and we're very humbled and honored to be the first recipient of that award.
Well, I can imagine as that to be the case, and the Generational Legacy Award, the very first annual to be given out. And what is that criteria, and how do you think Wright's Furniture and Flooring actually probably exceeded said criteria that they had out for that award?
Well, I don't want to brag on myself. I think it was just, more than two generations of family operating the business. And myself and my cousins, Devin and Taylor, are the fifth generation. So we met that criteria. Community involvement. So, we are very passionate about helping the community through we'll do promotions where we'll raise funds for local organizations. Here in Dietrich, my father and uncle, Tom and John Wright, they were able to purchase the naming rights for our local family center, which is a daycare, gymnasium, basketball court, community center, fitness center, all rolled into one building. So John and Tom believed in that enough to make a sizable donation, and they were named. They were given the naming rights for the now Wright Family Center. What was the Dietrich Community Center is now the Wright Family Center. Wow. So those two things I think were the main thing: generation, more than two generations, and community involvement.
Okay, and here's a chance to be able to brag on yourself, but I do appreciate the humility and the ability to remain humble in it. But I did not know anything about that Dietrich Community Center, now renamed as the Wright Family Center. What's that kind of mean to you? Because obviously Dietrich is just one of the locations, but you guys are spread out a little bit as well, with locations in Effingham as well and here in Taylorville. I'm just wondering, how do you continue to stay so involved in several communities as you do?
Sure. So we kind of divide and conquer. So I go to Taylorville every other Tuesday. So I enjoy it. I get out of the office for a couple hours and take a nice peaceful drive, and I get to stop in at Taylorville and check in with everybody and see how things are going, and just kind of make sure that I'm not looking over anybody's shoulder while they're working, but I'm involved. I'm accessible. The best ability is accessibility, and I want to be there and present and available when I'm needed. And philosophy was help people if they need it, but if they don't need it, stay out of their way. So kind of a big believer in that. My cousin Taylor, she runs the Effingham business, Right at Home Interiors. So she's there every day. So she's definitely the driving force in that location, and she's got a great team over there as well. My Uncle John, the president of the company, he goes to our Robinson location once a week to kind of do the same thing as I mentioned for Taylorville. And my cousin Devin here is out of the Dietrich location, just like John and I. So yeah, we try to be present at every location as much as we can.
And make your rounds and be able to do so. What do you think that means not only to the community in terms of seeing ownership or administration kind of be there, but also to your employees? What does that kind of mean, do you think, to maybe individuals or just the community as a whole?
Sure. When I go to like furniture market, so when we go shopping for furniture in North Point, North Carolina, it's always has an impact on me when I see very upper management or an owner or a family member of the manufacturer that we're shopping at in the showroom, talking to people, shaking hands, seeing what issues are out there. So I think that's important too, that I'm there and present to greet with to meet customers, to have meetings with our team members, listen to their issues, how we can help them. And I think that lends a lot of credibility to our business, that, we're not just sitting back and catching a paycheck. We're out there. We want to be involved in the community, in the workplace. And yeah, I think that's very for us.
And I completely agree with that. It just spurs on a better work environment, especially seeing those that you consider to be in those positions or are in those positions being a part of your workday as well. And for the community too, it just, hey, that's the owner. That's awfully cool. It makes you, I don't know, there's just something about that you're never going to get at, those national chains, as we touched on
Right.
At the very beginning. One question for you here. You mentioned representatives helped vote for this award. I'm wondering what is so important about the relationship or maintaining relationships with representatives when it comes to Wright's Furniture and Flooring.
Yeah. So I was a rep too. When I say representative, I mean, I used to work for Ashley Furniture. So I would go to stores like Wright's and try to sell Ashley Furniture to them for them to then resell in their store. So that's what I mean by representative. So I've seen that side of the business, and I know how difficult it is to be on the road 5 days a week and fighting and scratching and clawing for every square foot of showroom space that somebody will give you. So it is so critically important to have a good relationship with representatives, because they're kind of the connective tissue between you and the actual company itself. So when we have an issue and the company kind of, their policy is not aligned with what we think should happen, the rep can help us out. They're kind of that liaison between us and them, so that they make sure it's a good relationship. And we want to make sure we foster that and that we're important to them. And the fact that we had a handful of them vouch for us for this award is very, we're very honored that they would feel that way.
I can imagine. And yeah, I was just wondering what that is like in terms of kind of fostering those relationships and then maintaining them too, when it comes to just Wright's Furniture and Flooring. Now, you mentioned to me there that you previously had worked for Ashley Furniture. Devin had mentioned to me that he had also kind of stepped away from the family business for a time, stayed within furniture and flooring in that industry. What can you tell me about that experience? So do you believe that some of those experiences outside of Wright's Furniture and Flooring have really greatly impacted you in terms of how you wish to lead or help in Wright's Furniture and Flooring? What's the impact that was had in terms of being a rep or doing or having other opportunities within the same industry?
Absolutely. There's no substitute for experience. So I can, imagine what it would be like, or I can actually go do it. And I think that was so eye-opening to visit other stores, to see that manufacturer side, to see what is important to a rep. That translates well into the position I'm in now, where it's just a whole 50,000-foot view of the industry. And the same for, I'm sure Devin would say the same. So I think that was invaluable, getting out there and putting myself in a rep's shoes and learning what's important to them, what's not important to them. And I think that really has lended a lot of to the position that we're in today.
I sure have to imagine, but it's always good to ask and just kind of find out for sure. But yeah, when I think about, stepping away for just a moment, but staying within the industry, it must mean something enough to you to then come back. And that is why we have won ourselves the Midwest Furniture Club's first annual Generational Legacy Award. We're speaking now with Alex Wright, Vice President of Wright's Furniture and Flooring, and we'll come back and we'll talk more with him about said award and more that they've got going on. We talked community involvement. Well, they've got more ways of doing so. You're listening to WTIM, your information station. We'll be right back in just one moment.
Your information station, WTIM.
When it comes to connecting with America's farmers and ranchers, nothing beats the authentic voice of Ag Radio. Farm broadcasters have been the voice of rural America since 1944, building trusted relationships with agricultural producers across generations. Today, the network of over 140 Ag radio stations reaches farmers and ranchers during their most productive hours when they're actively working their operations and making business decisions. What makes Ag Radio uniquely effective? Farmers listen to farm broadcasters for information that directly impacts their livelihood. When your message is delivered alongside crucial weather updates, market reports, and agricultural news, it receives the same attention and credibility. Farm Radio Connects offers agricultural advertisers targeted access to this engaged audience through professionals who understand both broadcasting and agriculture. According to the National Association of Farm Broadcasting, 78% of farmers consider information from farm broadcasters highly trustworthy. When you need to reach rural America effectively, choose the voices they already trust. Visit IllinoisFarmRadio.com and discover how Ag Radio can elevate your agricultural marketing strategy.
Deck the halls with gig fast speed. Fa la 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 la. Sparklight internet for me. Fa la 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 la. Get on Sparklight's 1 gig fiber fueled network for just $39.95 a month for the first 6 months, and get a $100 gift card when you sign up. Visit Sparklight.com. Sparklight, always working for you, especially when your halls are decked with devices. Auto pay and paperless billing required. $69.95 a month for months 7 through 12. Regular rate $90. Taxes and fees not included.
Merry Christmas from all of us at Taylorville Estates, where we encourage independence and enrich lives. I'm Jenny from Dietary. Myself and our staff are happy to be exclusive sponsor nonstop Christmas music on Cruisin' 98.3 and the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Christmas music channel. It's our way of wishing your family the most blessed holiday season and New Year. Look for Click Here on the Christmas music channel icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com or tune in to Cruisin' 98.3 as we celebrate the holidays together.
Your locally owned Scooters Coffee at routes 29 and 104 in Taylorville are proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WTIM Tornado Give Back promotion. Scooters Coffee will donate the following to the Taylorville Sports Boosters. For each Tornado varsity football touchdown, they're donating $10. For each 3-point shot in varsity Tornado boys and girls basketball games, they're donating $3. And $5 for each home run scored by varsity baseball and softball team. The 22 local Scooters Coffee Taylorville, thank you for your business. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Greg Frost, owner of G. Frost Insurance Advisors Taylorville, can optimize your Medicare plan and save you money during Medicare annual enrollment. Find out more by clicking their icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
At First National Bank in Taylorville, switching banks isn't a hassle. It's a fresh start, made easy by real people who care. With nearly 70 years of trusted service, they're the first community bank that's not going anywhere. Find out why they've been first every time for over 70 years by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM.
And welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show here on your information station, and brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. A big thanks their way as title sponsor. We're joined now by Alex Wright, Vice President at Wright's Furniture and Flooring. Alex and I have been talking about their Generational Legacy Award that was given to them by the Midwest Furniture Club. It was the first annual award to be given out, and Wright's Furniture and Flooring has won that this year. We want to turn our attention now to Trees for a Cause. Alex, what is Trees for a Cause?
Yeah, so Trees for a Cause is a new kind of fundraiser we launched this year. My friend up in Thunder Bay, Canada, he kind of let us in on this similar thing he did, and we kind of made it our own. But Trees for a Cause is where we invited several local not-for-profit organizations to decorate trees in our showroom. So some of which include the Girl Scouts Troop 3184, the Cub Scout Pack 132, Scout Troop 132, Taylorville High School Student Council, Fur Love Charitable Resale Shop, Shadowbox Resale, and Safe Passage of Taylorville Police Department. So each one of those decorated their own tree that we provided at the showroom there in Taylorville. And we have donation boxes where if you feel free to make any monetary donation you want to the cause of your choice. And also, we're doing a promotion up until I think it's Christmas Eve, where if you make an in-store donation of $50 or more, you'll get 10% off of your in-stock purchase.
Wow.
So, and hopefully we'll raise some money for a great cause, and people can take advantage of that and get some savings on some great furniture as well.
I'd love to hear that. I mean, what a great way to bring people in the door, make a $50 donation. I might save even more with 10% off, depending on what I'm planning to get. Trees for a Cause, it's a new fundraiser as of this year. Just at the Taylorville location, or did we spread it out to all locations?
It's at all locations. So Dietrich Robinson, I'm not sure if they did it in Effingham or not, but yeah, it's everywhere. So Dietrich Robinson, Taylorville. Actually, the trees in Taylorville are in the kind of the vestibule out front, so you can even drive by and see the trees at night. But we definitely encourage people to pop in there during operating hours and make a donation.
That's awesome. So Trees for a Cause, just another reason that you guys won said Generational Legacy Award, bringing that community support and involvement and being a real part of it. I think that's awfully cool to kind of sit back and be able to say, hey, if I give you a $50 donation, I really might make that purchase that much better. It seems like a win-win for both sides. So I'm interested in how that goes for you here in this first year and as you continue on down the road. Alex, one other thing we wanted to talk about here today, Right Sleep mattresses. What can you tell us there?
So kind of going back to the beginning, when we moved into Taylorville back in 2019, there was we were kind of getting our merchandising mixed down, and there was a local mattress manufacturer that we went up there and we were like, we carry all the big brands. We got Tempur-Pedic, we got Simmons, we got Serta, we got Sealy, we'll just show these local guys the door. But they were persistent, and thank goodness, because we finally kind of leaned into using them as a mattress provider. And actually, they helped us develop our private label mattress line, which is Right Sleep. So every Right Sleep is the same 4 components: extra strong springs, a 4-way stretch fabric top, tufting that goes all the way through the mattress, so it kind of squeezes all the air out of the stuffing so the mattress holds its shape for longer, and seams on the side to encourage easy rotation of the mattress. It doesn't matter if it's a $100 mattress from Walmart, or if it's a very nice mattress, you always want to rotate it because that helps distribute the wear on the mattress. And we kind of simplified the process too. So all those 4 components are in a good, better, best mattress offering. So down at good, you have a plush and a firm. At the better level, you have a plush and a firm. At the best level, you have a plush and a firm. So what we encourage customers to do is try plush or a firm on any one of those levels. If you like the firm better, then okay, you can eliminate the plush in the other models. So now what was 12, 15 matting is now down to 6 or less. So it makes your decision a little easier. And also, just this year, we came out with our bestest mattress. So there's no plush or firm option on that. It is just a great mattress, the best mattress we can put together. And we also had a green materials initiative on this one too. It's called the Harvest. to kind of harken back to those renewable green resources. So it's going to use Tolele latex, which is a renewable form of stuffing. It's going to use Jama wool, which is I think it comes from a certain breed of sheep, and that's very a green initiative renewable.
Okay.
And cashmere, which again is a green initiative, and so using a lot of natural ingredients and just a great mattress.
Talking right sleep mattresses, so many options, but we're going to eliminate plush and firm. We're going to figure out what you want: good, better, and best, and now bestest as well. Well, Alex, thank you so much for joining us here today on the morning show.
Thank you, Grayson. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Alex Wright, Vice President at Wright's Furniture and Flooring, here on WTIM, your information station.